For those of you that don't know, my name is Denny Kidd. This is Kid Cave Music.
Welcome to the Kid Cave.
And today I am going to be interviewing Tuesday Night. Tuesday Night is an actress, musician, best known for being Kristen Parker in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, The Dream Master. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about several things, but most notably, we're going to talk about her new film titled Daylight to Dark. Daylight to Dark is a 2024 horror comedy film currently in production. I would say it would be in select theaters around late September, early October. It is a vampire film. It's by MTS Pictures, written by Roland Jarrett, directed by Kenny Scott Guffey, stars Jake Young. I'm going to ask several questions today, and many of these questions, they're not prepared. Basically, I want to give listeners a chance to learn something new. So this is a different type of interview, guys. Hey, Tuesday, you there?
Hey.
Well, hey. What are you doing?
How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm in the studio working on some stuff, working on some mixes, working on some stuff for you, actually.
Hopefully you're going to send me that song soon.
Yeah, you're going to get the song before anybody else does. You're going to love it, and you're going to love the other songs too, especially the new versions of Nightmare. And, you know, my take on Nightmare is way different compared to what's been done previously.
I hope so. What time do you go to sleep there? Lovely.
It'll definitely be daylight whenever I go to sleep. I'm typically up every night.
Oh,
like this.
yeah.
It's the best hours to work. I find it to be, anyways.
Oh, wow. So you don't have to work. You don't have to work tomorrow.
Yes, I do. Tomorrow night's a 6-hour shift, so I would go in at midnight. So I'm good.
Well, that's good, because then you have the whole day. Well, that is good. How's Ellie?
Ellie is very happy, enjoying the sunshine. It's been really nice today. For those of you that don't know, Ellie is my dog. She was a stray dog. I took her in. She's become like my child. Tuesday and her mother loves Ellie.
My mom says hi.
Well, hello there, Dorothy. You lovely, lovely lady, you. Lovely.
Hello, Dorothy. Hello. Lovely Dorothy. Hi. Yeah, thank you. She said thank you. Hi. She said when she sees you, she's gonna give you a big kiss for that.
Yeah, I will be seeing you both in September, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. And hopefully, whenever you come back to record some more music.
It's going to be September, and it's getting closer, though.
It is. Most of the year is already gone. Half of it is.
I know. I can't believe it.
Yeah, time, it moves so fast. It's the one thing we can't get back. So I try to use my time, doing things that are important to me. Because to me, it's like gold. Like some people, they value money, but at the end of the day, it's time. Time is everything. I want to go ahead and start on these questions, though. So who or what inspired you to get into the filmmaking business, Tuesday? And how do you feel you have grown as an actress and even as a person?
Ooh, okay. I think what inspired me was I was a singer first, and then I did this episode of Fame, and I don't know, I just like felt that this is something that I wanted to do, and still involved in the music a lot. It took me a while, but after I got Nightmare on Elm Street, I really, really decided wow, this is what I want to do. I still want to do music, of course, but I this is where my heart is. And it's funny though, because when I am singing or when I'm doing something like that is my 100% favorite. And then when I'm acting, that's also, you know what I mean? I think what inspired was actually getting Nightmare on Elm Street. I think that's what really, really inspired me.
So how do you feel you have grown as an actress and as a person?
Oh my gosh. I totally think I've grown as an actress. Totally. I think, that was my first film. So, I was very new, and I had done, some TV shows. I was on General Hospital, that soap opera. So that helped me a lot. And I was on shows like, I don't know if you even remember a show called Matlock. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Because you're like 12. No, I'm kidding.
No. That was still on TV when, I mean, even the reruns, you know, like.
Oh, yeah. It's on right now. I mean, it's on every day. But, yeah, I did that. And I think, I'm trying to think right now. As an actress, like I said, incredibly better. I studied Sandy Meisner, and I was there for like 12 years, and I really I just grew. I wanted to, my teacher, his name is Robert Carnegie, and also the actor Jeff Goldblum was the other teacher. So I got to work with them, which was amazing. But Robert Carnegie, who was the main teacher, he asked me, like, after I did Nightmare on Elm Street, he said, do you want to just be another pretty blonde girl in movies, or do you want to be a real actress? And of course, you know what I said.
Of course, being original, being different, it's very important. It matters.
Yeah. No, I want to be a real actress, I don't want to be just a girl in it with blonde hair, So I stayed there, and he was really hard teacher. I mean, people ran out of their mind and all kinds of stuff. So, and as a person, I think I'm still pretty shy in certain situations, even though people don't see that in me. But a lot, they don't see me. They see me very outgoing and sort of, able to, have conversations with everybody and sort of be on with the fans. But I think as a person, it's made me more open and a little bit, more communicative, confident. I still have things I'm not confident about. I'm pretty hard on myself.
Yeah, you are very hard on yourself. I noticed that.
What did you say?
You are very.
What did you say?
You're like me. Exactly. I'm always second guessing myself, and I realize that I am my own worst enemy. Anything that I do, it has to be, even though other people may like it, it's got to be up to my standards. I'm very critical on even my appearance, for example. Like, I'll see myself as let's say fat in a picture, or like, something's just not right. Maybe I'm too tan. Maybe I'm not tan enough, and it's not how others are perceiving it. They may be looking at me worse. I don't know. But
I'm like you, because I'll be like, oh my God, I totally look fat there. Be like really critical, and and it's like I've always been that way. But then like I'll see myself like in some of these auditions and some of these slates that I do, and I'll be like, oh my God, that's me? I'll be like, wow, okay, is that trick photography? That's what I always say.
After really getting to know you, especially outside of like the business, more on a personal level, I realized there's basically two Tuesdays. There's the Tuesday, that's outside the business. And then, for example, when we were on set, let's say for that one particular scene, you were all business. It was go time. You were solid, just completely zoned in. And it was the same way at the studio when we came to my studio and we were, doing music. As soon as you started doing it, it was game over. Yeah,
because it's important to me, because it's, well, of course, I just adore you, which and I think you're so talented. I think that, half of my confidence and half of my, ability was really supported by you. And I love that, because, you don't get that from many people, you know what I mean? That make you feel like you could do anything, or you could, do something good. It makes you so much better. I mean, you know what I mean, though? You know how somebody a certain person, like you'll connect, which I felt like we did. I mean, we've been talking like every day since, and it's just, we have a connection, which is awesome. And, when you're with somebody like that, you feel like, okay, I'm going to rise to this occasion. I'm going to do it. And, that made it easy.
You're definitely going to be happy with the music that we did. I promise you.
Oh, I know, of course.
I mean, there's a few versions of Nightmare. One will be heavier, but
yeah.
The acoustic one, and then the remake of your song. God, I can't even think what it is now.
Oh, Harder You Love? I don't
Harder
know
You
what
Love.
you mean.
Yeah, Harder You Love.
You know what? I'm so silly. In the video, I didn't even mention that Crush was going to be in it too. So I'll make another video later and do that one.
Oh yeah, that is right. Yeah. And what Tuesday means by videos, I am helping with her social media platforms going forward, and so yeah, definitely look out for that, guys. But yeah, I love the song Crush. I think it's a great song.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it. And also I thought in these, I loved what you said about in the videos too, about, adding music to something, I think that's really cool. So whatever you want to do, whatever you think is going to be, catchy and good,
yes. On TikTok, something I noticed we're going to run into, there are several Tuesday night accounts. Some are fan accounts of yours, but there are several people in the world named Tuesday Night.
Well, there's, what's funny is there is one guy, he's a black guy, and he's a rapper or something, and he literally wrote me and asked me to change my name.
Wow.
Are you freaking kidding me? I'm like, that's my name. It's like, what am I going to do? Tell my mom I'm changing my name? It's like, it was so weird. He wanted me to change my name. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm not doing that. So he left me alone. And he never said another word about it.
That's you.
And and I said to him, something like, what did I say? Something funny like, well, you and I are nothing alike. So, you go ahead and do your thing, and it doesn't bother me. And, it bothered him more, I didn't really care. I was like, go ahead, use my name.
Wow.
How many have you found on there?
Gosh, there's several accounts Tuesday Night. But again, some of them are people that actually have that name. It's what they're named. There's also there's a cult following for the Dream Master on there. There's a lot of people who love it, and they post several scenes. A lot of them are to do with you.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's
interesting. Wow, that's sweet.
And and of course, there's people who hates Nightmare 4, but the majority love it. So
I know, yeah. There's always somebody in there too. I usually get either people who love me as Kristen, and then there's the other ones that are like, could you dance a little bit, one? The ones that are like, Patricia Arquette was better. It was funny because I ran into Patricia Arquette once in Blockbuster Video. Do you remember that?
Wow, yes.
I think you're too young.
No, I remember.
Really?
No, every week I would go rent VHSs, and I remember the big cardboard standees. Like Nightmare 5 had the baby.
Yep.
And then there was Freddy's Dead. I remember that big standee. I wanted those. And
yeah, those are cool. Those are really cool. But anyway, I ran into her, and all she said to me was, she goes, "You are the best, Kristen." And I was like, oh, that was so sweet. And it was funny because I was doing my jewelry line at the time, and her sister, Rosanna, who I did a movie with, she was in there too. And, she came up after and, said hi and everything, because this was after I did the movie with her. It was pretty early in my career when I did that. So, but it was really cool. I thought of her to say that. So
when was the last time that you actually seen Patricia Arquette?
That was the last time. It was the last time I saw her. And also, I wanted to say the one thing that also really made me happy was working with Wes Craven was amazing, because I didn't get to work with him before, but Rainey was great. But the chance to actually work with Wes, in New Nightmare, they didn't ask anybody else to do it from Nightmare 4. So that was another reason probably why they hated me too and said bad things about me, because he chose me. And what he said was, on the commentary, he said, Patricia Arquette played it good, but she played it as a victim. Tuesday played it as a survivor. And he said, and I actually wrote it the way Tuesday played it. So I was like, yay! I was really happy. I had done what he kind of visioned, you know.
So were you and Wes pretty close, would you say?
No, not really. I was shocked when they said, they want you to come and be a new Nightmare. And remember, I told you on the video too, how they did those, we were supposed to say something different. I gave you a story like that, didn't I?
Yes, it's awesome.
I thought I did. Are you sure I did? I think so.
Yeah, you said they interviewed everybody or something, right?
Yeah. They interviewed. It was put in the movie like everybody was having bad dreams that were in the Freddy movies, and they were asking us like, how it was affecting us and what was going on, and
so was it actually scripted?
Really
Did you have to learn a script for that part, or did you just?
No, it was just improvisation.
That's awesome.
Just improv.
I would love to see that footage. I would love to see it.
I would love to see it too. I don't know where it is, but New Line, who did it, I mean, I'm having like really some hard times with them about my song. Just like getting money for it, and it's like $1 billion franchise, and Ford made the most money of any of them, and they still completely screwed me over with my song.
And the song we are talking about, guys, is the song Nightmare, the main theme for The Dream Master. But Tuesday, I got to ask, did they not pay you at all for that song, for having that song in that film?
Well, no, they were like, you know what, it'll be cheaper for us just to not put you on the soundtrack, use it as the title song, and, you're dumb enough that you won't know. That's basically what they were saying, because we were young. I mean, and luckily my partner, Mike, who writes with me at that time, said, no, we're not work for hires. We're not this, we're not that. And he saved us. But that got lost. They said that contract is lost, which is a bunch of shit probably. But if it is lost, it's in our benefit.
Right.
It's better. So they've been working on this we've been working on this for like maybe 3 years. And it's just starting to get to the point where in August, the song will be mine. And when it's mine, I can take it out of the film or leave it in or whatever. But they will have to negotiate with me to keep it.
They definitely don't want to lose that song. That song is such an iconic piece to that film that is known worldwide. I could see them paying whatever to keep that in that film. The film wouldn't be the same without that song.
That's sweet. You know what? I think so too, because I'm so used to it there now that, I don't know if I told you this, but I didn't even really know where it was going to go. I just knew that Rennie and Rachel loved it, and they were going to use it. But until I was sitting in the theater and it came on in the beginning, I didn't even know. And my agent was sitting there, my mom was sitting there, and it was like, oh my God, it's like a dream. So that was cool. But they didn't want to pay Sinead O'Connor either. She's not on the soundtrack. And it's really, really unheard of. And I'm sure you agree that it's unheard of that the title song is not on the soundtrack. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. I have the Freddy vinyl box set. I'm not for sure if that's on there or not. I haven't even opened it, but.
Oh yeah. Well, my song's on all the box sets. It's just not on the soundtrack. The CD or whatever. It's not on there. So that's fine. It still has made its place.
So you actually in you don't own the copyright to that yet? They do still?
No. I know what it is now is it's separated. New Line owns like 12%. Mike, my partner, owns that. I know I have the most. I have 50%. So they don't have very much of it. So see, I'm still in control because I have more than they do. They really, you know what I mean? It's just a legal thing that when your song is out for a certain amount of years, it retracts back to you. And then you're able to either make a deal with them, to keep it going, which is what I would do. I wouldn't take the song out. I maybe threaten to,
Yes,
but I really wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would be mad at me.
I always have many ideas for the franchise and just ideas in general about anything. But I always thought this would be cool, and I want to see how you would feel about this. So rather than being remade, if the franchise continued where the New Nightmare had left off, and if they brought back every character from the entire franchise to fight Freddy in the real world, would you be interested in playing Kristen Parker again?
Yeah, of course. Or I could play her mother. You know what I mean? I mean, it would be great either way. This is something else that's kind of a secret nobody I bet knows, is that they called me, when was that? Like maybe in the early 2000s, somewhere in there. They called me and asked me if I would be interested in playing Kristen's mom. In like a new one that they were going to do. And, I said, yeah, let me know and let me see the script and, whatever. And they decided against doing that one. They're doing it again. So it was kind of a bummer, but, it was nice that they were thinking about it. I mean, it would have been really fun to play her mom because I love Brooke Bundy played her mom. I know her so well, and she's so awesome. She's like a star. I mean, she's been in everything, and she was just unbelievably gorgeous. She was.
This was another idea that I had. Something I noticed in the Dream Master and even Dream Warriors. It never mentions or talks about Kristen's dad. Does it?
No, it doesn't.
So what if the entire time Kristen actually had a younger sister, and the younger sister lives with her father? Because if you remember, Kristen and, her mother never got along. So let's say she has a younger sister, and, there's no mention of it in the film, but let's say she's an adult now. She's older. She hears of, she always wondered what happened to Kristen. She always heard it was a fire. And she comes back to Elm Street and search for the truth. And then what if she encounters Freddy? I always thought that would be a cool idea.
That'd be cool, actually. Wouldn't it? Also, I was hoping, it would have been cool to play the mom. Plus, I think, not just because it was me, but I thought it would be kind of interesting if Kristen survived. Yes. You know what I mean? Because of the way Patricia played her and the way I played her, my version of her was, very different.
It was.
So, it was a lot, I don't want to say tougher, because I wasn't tougher, but I just had more of an edge of trying to, help everybody. I was still nice and sweet, cared about everyone, but it was just like a way of trying to solve things in a more aggressive way,
I strongly feel the franchise had a lot of life left in it. Then I feel it has that same life still. There's so many ideas they could do.
Yeah.
I really wish they would continue the New Nightmare story, though, and just bring everybody back to fight Freddy.
It would have been fun. I mean, it would be really fun. But honestly, that was so weird when nobody got asked by me in Nightmare 4. And already I told you about in that Never Sleep Again, how they, I know you probably saw it, but I mean, I was sick, I had cancer, I was I looked terrible. It was a really horrible, I just hated it. I won't watch it. And I told you about it when I saw it and they were talking bad about me. Saying that I was such a diva and all this stuff. It just really hurt my feelings really bad. So I just kind of canceled that out of my life. And I told them all, but I kind of chose a weird place to tell it. I was on we were at a convention, question and answers,
right,
Q&A.
Right. Oh, wow.
And I let them have it, Denny. I let them have it.
Wow.
I was like, you guys always pretend you're, this little family. And I said, and I think I should tell you something that has always bothered me. And this is even after Lisa, I told you, like, tried to screw me over and steal my company.
Yes, I remember you telling me that.
So it was like, oh my God. And I told everyone. Now, Toy used to hang out with me when we were shooting every single day. She wanted to go with me to the set every day, even if she worked or not. She just wanted to hang with me. And it was so shocking to me that she talked that way about me. And I said, Joy, what was that about? I go, you and I hung out every day. I go, do you think that, that was right? I mean, why would you say that? And then I went to everyone else too. The only person that I didn't say anything to was Andras, because you know what? He never did it. He never did it. So he never said anything like that. And I was dating Andras, and, for them to say that I was sleeping with the director was like, another, bullshit thing that, I don't know. I think it was just jealousy or something. I don't know. What would they have done? Is the director, any one of them, if Rennie would have taken to them instead of me, do you think that they would say, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Director, you don't like me? You know what I'm saying? I was like, I was new. I didn't know. I was like, oh, he likes me? Oh, I don't know. I didn't even know. I had a boyfriend. I didn't, wasn't looking at that.
So I have to ask, for you, what is your favorite moment in the entire Nightmare on Elm Street franchise?
In all the movies or in just the one I'm in? Which one?
It can be every movie, including yours.
Okay. Well, I have two answers then. My first answer is the best part in the franchise. The one that I found most chilling and the most standout was Tina's death. Amanda Wyss,
yes.
Her death,
yes.
Like, all over the ceiling and blood and falling. And that was a very, they told me how they shot that, and it was crazy. Like, it was before they had anything like CGI, all that stuff, it couldn't do any special effects really.
Didn't they somehow make the room turn upside down when they shot it?
No, what they did was they put her in this wheel kind of thing, and it was going around, and she said she got really sick on it. Like, she had to keep doing takes, and it made her really, like, ill. But you would never know that by looking at it,
Wow.
But they put her in some kind of machine or something, like a circle thing that kept rotating, and it made it look like the room was going around. Yeah, that would have made me really sick. I would never be able to do that. I'd be like, get me off this ride.
So that is the most sinister moment. What would be your favorite?
My favorite moment, I think, was working with Brooke Bundy in the scene where we're at the table and she drugs me, and that whole thing when I run upstairs and and say dream someplace fun and all that. That was it. But you know what? It kind of balances with me and Freddie in the boiler room when he finally gets rid of me.
Who
me
was
in the fire.
Who was the creepy little girl at the beginning? Like, what happened to her?
What? Say it again.
The little girl that you're carrying and at the opening of the film.
Yeah.
Like, who is that?
I don't know. I mean, she's probably like, she's like 28 now, 30.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Those little girls were scary, creepy.
I mean, just another day of work, You're going to work, looking outside. There's little girls jump roping. 1, 2, Freddy's, like, that's pretty cool. Yeah, well,
the part of it that was really kind of scary and cool was when they blew me in through I fly, like, backwards.
Yes.
That part, like,
yes.
in the window in the beginning?
Yes.
It was, like, real. Like, they did have this blow machine in front of me, and they did put it on me, and it did make me go, phew, except I did have help, There were, like, like a string thing on the side that would pull me, but, I mean, nothing was strong. I was like, I'm going to the window.
I'm just curious, the beginning, when you're like, I think you say, the little girl's drawing with chalk.
Uh-huh.
Like, Who was it that actually put that on there?
I say something like, hi, little girl. Let's say, who's that? Or something like that. And she goes, Freddie. Or something like, so she says something like, he's here. Or something like that. And then, then it turns into a rainstorm and all that. Then I go in, so.
Like, do you remember who actually put that chalk on there? Like.
Oh, they drew it on there before I got there, so it was already there. And she was just sort of like, adding stuff to it. But, the thing I love about Nightmare on Elm Street is I love Freddy. He's my favorite villain not because I was in it, but because he talks. He involves himself with the kids. He's funny. He's kind of sexy. He's got a swagger. He's like sitting at the thing peeling an apple with his blade. It's like all these like really cool things. And he basically made up like all those things he says, "Welcome to prime time, bitch." He made that up, and he how's this for a wet dream, and all those things. It's just, I don't know. It's so cool that he did that.
Besides the Dream Master and the New Nightmare, which you starred in, which other films would you consider to be top 3?
1, 3. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh God. I'd have to say 2. I know it's, I mean,
you could always say the remake with Jackie Earl Haley.
Oh, no, I don't like that at all.
I didn't either. It was terrible.
No way. That guy isn't Freddy. Give me a break. He didn't move like him and do it. They made him so brutally ugly and mean and just, sinister. I think Freddy looks that way, but I think he also is like, he's like really funny. And he's got like all this shit going on. And, he's a good actor, the one who did it. He is. He's really good in other things. But I just don't think he could take on that. No.
I did like Freddy vs. Jason. It's probably my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, I saw that. Of course. Yeah. I mean, that was better for sure. It was pretty funny, actually.
The theater was cheering opening night. Like, they were clapping when that movie went off. Like, I'm surprised they didn't make a sequel, honestly.
Of what, Jason and Freddy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of an interesting, kind of cool to put them together. But I don't know. It's like Michael Myers is really scary to me. Like, I don't like him because, first of all, he's wearing William Shatner's face. And then he also is, he doesn't say anything. He looks at you and, like, comes after you and just, like, slashes your head off. You know what I mean? It's like there's nothing to not be afraid of. You know?
I know that a couple of weeks ago we had a conversation about the movie Terrifier. I know you don't like that film, but what I like about Art the Clown is he doesn't speak. He doesn't have to. His facial expressions, especially when he's pissed off, I find it to be terrifying. It's kind of got a nostalgia kind of vibe to it.
You know what? I just don't like Terrifier because I don't think there's ever a story, and I just think it's there to shock people. That's it. I think everything they do, all the killing and the torture and all that crap, I think they just do it to freak people out and scare them. And I know that's like a regular horror film does that, but this, in my opinion, goes a little too far for my liking. I think David is a great actor. I think the way he plays Art is amazing. When he's not killing people, the scene in the first one when they're in the diner and those 2 girls are there.
Yes.
And he looks over and he's looking sad and he's doing all those little things with her, I think that's brilliant.
You told me they wanted you to be in Terrifier. Do you know if they were going to have you to be a kill or a main cast member or what?
No, it was going to be a mother of one of the kids. I can't remember the name, but I was like, whatever. No.
I know they're currently working on the 3rd film. Which part did they want you in?
I think it was. They're asking me for the 2nd one. I think.
God, that would have been.
Or was it the? It might have been the third. I'm not sure. I found the director to be a little entitled and cocky and sort of like just a little overboard. You know, a little bit of a diva, actually. It was kind of weird. I didn't really like him, but you know, I'm so picky because, you know, I like people to be genuine and you know, this is a business that we're all in, and it you know, and it's full of bullshit, you know, and everything's a lie and everything's bullshit until you sign the dotted line, and it's, you know, why does it have to be that way? It's like, why can't you just be a normal, like, nice person director? You know what I'm saying?
So you have an upcoming film titled Daylight to Dark. It seems like it's a fun ride, nostalgia, 80s vibe. I see similarities between maybe Fright Night, maybe a mix with the Lost Boys. It's a comedy horror film, and you play a character named Madame Lily. What can you tell us today about Madame Lily without giving away any spoilers?
Well, I can say that, you know, for some reason, I have no idea why, but for some reason I've always wanted to play like a ghost or a vampire, and also, of course, a detective, which you know. But, you know, all I can say is that she's locked into another decade. She's not really hip and now, but she is, in a way. You know, she's been around a long time, and I think that she's grown to be sort of like a leader, someone that they can go to, you know, for help or whatever. Like a 40s movie star turned, you know, mafia boss. It was great. I loved it. It was a great character. It was totally fun.
For those of you that don't know, I'm an executive producer on this film. I also play a role character named Tony, which is Tuesday's right-hand man, I guess you could say, her servant. But Tuesday's the boss, obviously. But so I am also a musician, a solo musician, and, you know, I have a band too. But I run a studio called the Kidd Cave, or Kidd Cave Music. Tuesday actually recorded music with me for the film. We did the film's main theme, titled Daylight to Dark, and we also recorded versions of Nightmare, like modern takes. They're, you know, hopefully it attracts a new audience. I just have to ask, Tuesday, how was the recording process at the Kidd Cave?
It was awesome. Totally awesome. I loved it. I want you to move next door. I do. Yeah. I think, you know, first of all, I think working with you was such a blast. So amazing. It just, you know, it was, when I was in there singing, I honestly felt like I might have been on another planet.
We did that in just a few takes, really. You were on fire. Your delivery, the power behind your voice, and we vibe really, really well.
I know, but that was you, you know, because you were, it's so important, you know, the person who's like, you know, doing it, like producing it and editing and, you know, all the stuff, you know, it's really them, the way they direct the artist to do it. You know what I mean? It's a team effort. It really is.
You've done several films and also TV series. You were on one of my favorite ones titled The X-Files. What can you tell us today about your experience with being on The X-Files?
Okay. That's a good one. Well, it was really good. They paid me a lot, which was really good. David Duchovny was totally nice and sweet. And then, that's cute, Mom. Sorry, my mom's doing something funny. Anyway, so it was, she said she's a Grimm. You're funny, Mom. So, so working on that was wonderful. David Duchovny was wonderful. Everybody on the set was great. The person that was the nastiest and just awful was Gillian Anderson. She was, she wouldn't sit with any of the guest stars. I was a guest star on that show. She said to me, I don't sit with the guest stars. And I'm like, well, okay. And then David Duchovny came up and said, you know what, don't listen to her. You know, we don't really even talk. She just does her thing and that's it. And I'm like, okay. And, I said to her, it was, really cold out. We were shooting outside. And I said something like, wow, it's cold. And she looked at me and she goes, I have no idea what you're saying. I'm like, okay. So, then she goes back on the set and she reminded me of a little drill sergeant constantly smoking. That's what she looked like to me.
You were on what? Just one episode of the X-Files?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And when you say they paid you a lot, was it a lot more than Nightmare on Elm Street? Because I remember you telling me you didn't make...
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was a lot more than Nightmare on Elm Street's pay for doing the movie. Yeah. They gave
surprising.
me probably double of what I made on Nightmare. But now with conventions and stuff like that, Nightmare, oh God, it's made me tons of money and I'm really grateful. It's amazing to me that everybody still loves this movie and that all these different generations will come up to my table and, it'll be like a 10-year-old kid who loves it. And then it'll be his dad and then it'll be his grandmother, It's
really surprising to me. One episode, is paid more than Nightmare. Like, it just kind of it kind of shows a little bit of greed, I think.
Yeah, it does. One of the main reasons... Hold on a second, Denny. Do you want me to come over there and help while you do it? No? I can still talk. Okay. I'm just helping my mom put some stuff on her little doggy's feet because she's biting them and they're all rough. so anyway, what were we saying?
Just how Nightmare was less than one episode of the X-Files, but Nightmare is so much bigger,
Yeah, and you know what? Because we didn't even know Nightmare was going to be a huge thing. We didn't know. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to do a little cute horror movie. Another one of this. These sequels. Nobody thought that.
The third one, Dream Warriors, was really big. I'm surprised everyone going into the Dream Master wasn't already prepared for it to be big.
Yeah. The third one was really, really good. And we thought, oh God, I wonder if this is going to be as good. And then when it made millions over the other, it was surprising to us. We were like, oh my God,
The Dream Master was actually my first Nightmare film that I had watched. I was hooked.
Was it?
Yes.
Wow.
So
it's funny. So many people say that they watched the fourth one first.
Yep.
I wonder why that is. I wonder why. Maybe it's Rennie because they know he's a really good director, and very well known, and maybe that's it. The scariest movie to me ever in the whole wide world ever was The Exorcist. That was shot so frighteningly, and it was, oh my God, and just have a 9-year-old girl do all that is, I thought it was sort of heinous, because I know that if it was my daughter, I would never let her play that.
Yeah,
never. Yeah, I believe stuff like that really, it opens yourself to really evil shit.
What is that?
What, Mom? Right here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. It's funny, I saw one, I don't know if you've seen this or not. It's called Dead Silence. Did you see that?
Yes.
Wasn't that good?
Yes, that's that's several years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, it was such a great story that his dad had been dead all those times that he was eating, and it was going down that shaft, and and the wife Amber Valletta was killing, she killed him, and then she was it was just crazy. I couldn't believe it.
I know we had a conversation about this film, but I think it's one of the best films I've seen in a while. You really have to pay attention to it to get it, but Late Night with the Devil.
Devil? You mean in the elevator?
No, Late Night with the Devil, the talk show.
Oh, I saw it. Late Night with the Devil? Oh, yeah. I had to keep my eyes closed. And like when her head exploded on fire, that was like the closing eye part.
Yeah.
For me. And also, I did not like that little girl. Little girls possessed and talking like that really freaked me out.
I know you attend several conventions throughout the United States. Is there any plans to attend any maybe in the UK?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to. I did one. Huh? What, Mom? Where are you going? No, what do you want me to do? Tell me. Okay. I would love to go back. I went there one time and I had a really good show, but I don't know why I never went back. I guess they didn't ask for me to come back. I don't know, or it might have been my agent saying no to it. I'm not sure, but I do know that in Germany and different places in Europe, they take like half your money. Really? So it's kind of like not even worth it.
Wow.
You go there, you make $5,000, they take $2,500 away for taxes and crap. So it's,
Wow.
They want me to go to Germany actually in December. And, I told him, I said, I've got to have another ticket so someone can go with me. I'm not staying on that plane for 11 hours with nobody. I'm not going to do it. And so he said, he was so sweet. My agent said, well, you know what? We can use my extra miles. I thought that was so sweet. Yeah. So I don't know. I think I'm going, but you never know. I'll wait till I sign the contract. I've been there like 3 times to Germany, and it is really a nice place.
I just have to ask, a few weeks ago, whenever you were leaving Lexington, Kentucky, while on the plane, your mom had fell. Has she been doing better?
Oh, yeah. She's doing much better. Yeah, she had to go for a lot of tests. And the last test that she had, I think I told you about most of them. Yeah. This one was... they said that she did a CT scan of her chest, and they said that she had multiple nodules on her right lung, and she had one on her thyroid, tiny, and one on her liver, tiny. But 2 of them in her lung were a little bit bigger, and so what they wanted to do is they said, no worry, no urgency. They just want to see her like in 6 months and just make sure that they're not growing. They did say it could be precancerous, but on the other hand, it may not be.
Yes, benign lesions are a common thing.
Yeah, they are.
For those of you that don't know, a few years back, I had cancer. Whenever you have cancer, of course, you have to get a lot of scans. During that process, there was multiple lesions that turned out to be benign that was on my liver. And I think I even had a couple on my lungs. They had to watch.
Do you always think, because I always think that when I go, I've been in remission for about 14 years, which is pretty cool. And I was going like every 6 months for a blood test in LA. But I haven't done it here, that kind of blood test where they can tell,
your tumor marker.
It's a cancer marker. Yeah.
Yeah. So you haven't went and had that checked again?
No, not since I got here, not since I got to Portland. But you know what? Mm-hmm. I have had blood tests, many blood tests, and also mammograms. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think they probably would have seen it in my blood. So, or something like that. Hold on one second, Denny. I'm just checking on the doggy. You see? Yeah, feels like it. It just feels wet, Yeah, she feels good. And stuff came off of her little leggies. Aw. Okay, you should see this dog. She's so cute. Yeah, I should go. I should tell my primary doctor, because I'm with Kaiser, which is like, you know who they are?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because up here, like in LA, I had like an oncologist and a dermatologist and whatever I needed because I had a PPO. I could go to any doctor I wanted to.
Yep.
But here, I'm with Kaiser, so I can only see. My mom's with them too. We can only see doctors from Kaiser, and it's a little bit frustrating because they're just kind of like don't know what they're doing sometimes because it's such a big thing. It's like, I told you they denied me. I don't know if I told you this, but they denied my epidural for my neck.
Yeah, you did.
And they wouldn't pay for it. And, so I had to pay for it. And for both of the ones I got, it was like $3,000, so I'm like, this is a fucked up place. They don't cover anything, unless you're dying or your leg's falling off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It's really, I don't know. I'm just used to the other way, just like going to a doctor and, being covered and, picking out who I want to see. What, Mom? Wait, one sec. Sorry, honey. Hey, don't lick that leg. Don't lick that leg. Sorry. This is going to be on the interview. It'd be really funny.
I got off track a little bit here, but I just have to ask, what is your favorite part about doing conventions, and what do you find tiresome about these conventions?
Oh, it's easy. Okay, I love the fact that you get to meet with the fans of the movie, and that they are so interested and so captivated by the story, and they just really want to know how you felt about it, how it was working with Robert, all those things. And I just think that you get a lot out of it because, you also get to meet other people that are signing, that are there. And, you get to actually talk to the fans and really see what's going on, And it's just, to look at it, like to go into a convention, that's one of the bigger ones. It's like, oh my God, I cannot believe sometimes that the movie is so popular.
So, being a guest at a convention, you are surrounded by actors from multiple films. Have you ever met an actor or actress at a convention that you didn't know prior that you became really good friends with?
Yeah, I think, I don't know if you know who this is. Do you know who Daniel Roebuck is?
Yes, I believe he was from Rob Zombie's recent film, The Munsters.
He was on Matlock and for a long time. And let's see, Jeff Kober. Do you know who that is? If you look him up, if you can right now, look him up and you will know him. He's actually going to be in my movie, and so are you. But yeah, he's someone that I met and then became friends with, who's amazing. He just won an Emmy for General Hospital for best villain or something like that.
So I just have to ask: have you met any of them, any actors or actresses that you thought that they were going to be cool and they turned out to be complete dicks?
Oh God, yeah.
Who's the biggest?
Oh my
dick?
God. Well, yeah. I can't really say details because I don't want it to get out that way. I mean, I'd probably tell you privately, but I wouldn't,
Yeah.
But I've had some experiences where the guys on the movie are just complete dogs, completely. It's crazy. I mean, in this one film, there was not one. Oh, actually, there were two actors that were extremely polite and great. The other ones, all tried to get me to, sleep with them or do something, and it's just so not me.
You told me about some of that. That's wild.
Huh?
You told me about some of that. That's wild. I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that when this isn't recording, though.
Yeah.
Well,
oh, yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's really, they were kind of piggish. But I love pigs, so I don't want to say that. They were just assholes. But it was great. It was a good movie and great. But, oh, God, yes, I've met some of those people. I think Gillian Anderson was that way. Ally Walker, do you know who that is?
Yes.
Yeah, she was in the show that I did called Profiler. Yeah, that's a good one. You should see that sometime.
Yeah, you've actually got a few films I've not even seen yet. I've not been able to find a few of them.
Yeah, it's hard to. I mean, if you tell me which ones you want to see, I could probably get it for you.
Amityville Moon, which is a film you star in, I plan on watching really soon.
It's fun. I play a nun. It's the best.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so cool because that director really gave me the opportunity to play a nun, which probably nobody would let me do. But it was, it just kind of showed that because I'm a character actress. I'm not really into being the, femme fatale star. I already did that, in my 30s. That's kind of what they put me in all the time. But I changed it. I was like, no, I don't want to be, just the pretty face in the movie. I want to be the character actor that, can not look good and can, play a bum or something. I like doing roles where you don't have to be conscious of the way you look. It's a very freeing feeling to do that,
So what do you find? I almost got off track here. What
I know you and I could I can see we could talk for a really long time.
Yeah. What do you find tiresome about conventions?
Oh, being on all the time. It is exhausting. Having to greet all those people and stay up and stay in a good mood and be, just be their dream. You know what I mean? It's hard. Even acting in any role sometimes will, I get so exhausted because I don't think that a lot of people understand that if you're a good actor and you're, doing these scenes that are heavy and sad or mad or whatever it is, your body goes through that. If you're truthful, your body goes through those emotions really. And it's not like they're just, oh yeah, they were just, mad and they just kind of faked it and put it on. It's not like that. It might be for some actors, but, not for me. It's not like that. I mean, I really go where I'm supposed to go.
So outside of filmmaking, you are also a musician. If you've been listening to this interview, you know that by now. So where can people go to listen to your music, purchase your music?
Spotify.
Yep.
All the platforms really.
YouTube.
Apple. iTunes.
Yep.
Gosh, I think they're up on all of them right now. I just my music manager controller guy is actually one of my best friends, and he puts them all up there. So he puts my music on everything so that everybody can find it. So yeah, that's where you can go. I'm sure it's only
Yeah, I've seen it on just about everywhere. So, do you have a favorite song right now that you've created?
Crushed.
Yeah, I like that song a lot.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that is for some reason. I write about real things that I'm sure you do too.
Yes.
I write from the heart. I don't say, okay, here's a formula.
Yes.
Let me write a song. Oh, that sounds good. Maybe, I don't do that.
Yeah, I think of all of those people that win competition shows like American Idol and they're forced to be an artist that they don't want to be.
I know. It's funny. A long time ago, they asked me to be on that show, and I was like, no way. First of all, I hate competition shows. I don't think they're fair. I don't think the Academy Awards and Emmys I just think it's really unfair to put 5 people against each other and say that one of them was the best performance. I know E.G. Daily, my friend, was on it, and she didn't win, and that is crazy.
And for those of you that don't know, E.G. Daily is the voice of Tommy Pickles from the Rugrats.
Yeah.
And many other things.
She's great. I mean, I've known her since I was 11.
So was she on there before she started doing film?
I think she did. She first was an actress a camera actress on camera. And then she started doing these cartoon voices, and it just, like, took off. I mean, she does, like, 8 shows a week. I mean, it's crazy. And she's really very lucky. I mean, she doesn't even have to do acting on camera. I love her. She's great. I was friends with Linda Blair. I made friends with her, but we had lunch one day, and I was like, Linda, okay, I don't care if you're a grown up, you still scare the hell out of me. She started laughing, and I don't know if I told you this, but she started telling me all the things that happened on the set in The Exorcist, and that just made me like if I saw one thing like that, I would, there was like a decapitation, 3 people died on it. What was the other one? Oh, the phone would ring, and it was a prop.
Yeah, there's so many legends about that film.
Yeah, and she got caught on that bed, the bed that threw her up and down, up and down, up and down like that. It was moving, and it wasn't plugged in.
So did Linda play every part of that character in that film?
Linda played everything in that. She was in everything, and I don't know. I just couldn't believe a mother would let her 10-year-old daughter do that. I mean, be like shoving a cross up her, saying fuck your mother. I mean, it's just oh my God,
So Linda had to actually speak those words. It wasn't just dub-overs, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was dubbed.
The only thing that wasn't her was an actress named Mercedes McCambridge. She did all of her, when she's in the bed and she's talking to him, and she's talking really low, that was her. That was the only thing that was added into it.
Man,
yeah. But I knew the minute she came down and peed on the carpet, that's when I was checking out. I'm like, okay, she's doing it at the party. So no more for me. Or when she walks down the stairs backwards, I'm like, okay, I'm out. Scary. I never watched the whole movie. I couldn't do it.
Speaking of The Exorcist, I don't know if you're familiar with the entire series, but I really, really liked the third one. It was really good. The second one I thought was horrible. No.
The second one was with Richard Burton, right?
I believe, yes. I didn't like that.
Yeah. I didn't watch any of them. They freaked me out too much. And I don't know why. I've seen other movies that somebody's possessed in, and I still don't like it. But none of them were shot like that. Where the room is freezing and smoke, it's coming out of their mouth, the smoky look. It was so gray and black and weird. It was just, I don't know, something about that movie. It just was. It always wins the scariest movie in the world.
There's 2 seasons of The Exorcist. It's also a series.
Oh, okay.
It's really, really good. I'm serious.
Is it?
Yes.
Have you seen the one called Evil?
I have not.
Yeah, there's a series called Evil. I think it's on Netflix, and it's actually with real priests and people that have experienced it, and then they act it out. It's pretty. I mean, it's knowledge. It teaches you a lot because it's true stories, That
sounds super cool, actually. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, it's freaky. It's a freaky movie. My mom wouldn't watch it with me, so
I know.
I had to change it.
Last night you asked me what I was watching, and I said a documentary about sleep paralysis. Some of those stories are freaking nuts.
Wow. Now, sleep paralysis, what does that mean?
Basically, your physical body is asleep, but you're awake. You're aware of everything that's going on, but you can't open your eyes. Stuff like that. You can hear stuff, and sometimes people do open their eyes, but they can't move. They can't physically move. Some people see shadow figures. There's stories about an image of they call her the old hag. This is an old lady. Some people, they feel like they can't move because something is sitting on their chest. Some people see a shadowy figure sitting on their chest. They can't scream, they can't move, they can't do anything until it leaves.
See, I would be freaked.
Yeah.
I used to, I don't know if you've ever played with a Ouija board before. Have you?
Yes, I have tried multiple times. I never could get it to move. I've took it to haunted places, places that are known to be haunted. It never would move. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you, I used to play on it and stuff and, get all these cool answers about who was in the room, the spirit, whatever. And then one day, my friend and I think there were 2 people with me, we were doing it at this restaurant and little coffee shop thing. And I asked it, do you like me? It said no. And I said, would you hurt me? And it said yes. And then I just went, okay, that's it. I took the board and I stuck it in the bench of a piano. The seat that comes with it, they open. Yeah. I put it right in there. I left it. I don't even know whatever happened to it, but I was like, I'm never doing that again.
So when it was working, was it just you doing it?
Oh yeah, I've done it by myself, and that fucker moves. I mean, that is real. That is not bullshit. I mean, that moves. I mean, and that's the way you can really, really prove it. You do it with somebody that you trust, and you know they wouldn't move it. My mom used to do it too when she was young, and she also just stopped doing it because it was scary. The Ouija board, she used to do it every night. Every night. And then what finally turned it up? What finally made you stop, Mom? Yeah, bad stuff. I know I did.
So it worked for your mom. It worked for your mom too?
Yeah, it worked for my mom too. Okay, I think that you, Mom, haven't you done it by yourself and it moved? Yeah, she has. About 20 years ago, she said, and you know what's funny? One girl that I knew that did it, she put it in her closet, and she opened up the closet, and that little thing flew up and hit her in the head. That little point?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think you better get rid of it then.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you too, where you're gonna be tomorrow, because I'll call you and then we can chat if you have time.
Yes, definitely. After this, we'll speak about it.
Okay.
But I just have to ask, what projects do you have coming up? Music, movies, anything?
Okay. Well, here's one that now you know because you saw my tape. That Prince thing that's coming out is kind of a big deal. That my song's on it and I'm singing on it with all these famous people, and I'm like, what am I doing on there? But Mom, I don't know. I'll have to look in a minute. I think it's a deluxe-teen. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. It comes out in a month or so. So I think that's going to be really cool.
It's like a Prince. It's a box set, right? It's a box set. Is it one song on there you're singing on, or?
Yeah. It's just one song. I did it. He wrote it. Prince wrote it, and I did it on the album that I did, my second album. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's coming up. And then the other thing is I have, the convention that you better be coming to.
Yes, I will be there.
I want to make sure that you guys can stay there, overnight at least, or if you guys can stay the weekend. I don't know if, is that possible?
Yeah, actually, that's the plan right now. So I plan to be there all weekend.
What did you say the last question?
Your upcoming projects, music. I know we have the Nightmare song, versions of that. You have the song for Daylight to Dark. You have the Prince thing.
Yep. And I also have, the movies that are on right now. I have The Rideshare Killer that's on Amazon Prime that you should watch. I want you to watch that.
I will. I promise.
Watch that one first, and then there's Amityville Moon and The Bloody Man. But I want you, I really want you to watch The Rideshare Killer first, because it's just one I'm really proud of. I really, really like it. I really want you to watch that. So, have you seen the X-Files?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that was fun. But, it wasn't that fun because of her. But, so great. So, what I'll do is I'll call you tomorrow in the early evening.
That's perfect. Is there any movies coming out that's in production? Anything like that?
Yes. Yeah. The Last Culprit is in production. And let me see. I'm trying to think of what else is coming out. What else is coming out, Mom, that I did? Last Culprit. Oh, the series on Amazon, right? Seance of the Queens. Yeah, it's Adams. It is a series on Amazon Prime that's supposed to be coming out. It was supposed to come out already, but now they've moved it to this time. But it's called Seance of the Queens. I'm not even going to explain it. I'm just going to leave you with that title.
Right.
I'll tell you more tomorrow.
So this concludes my interview with Tuesday Night. Be sure to share this with everyone that you know. Give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. Also visit DennyKidd.com. Also the Kid Cave on every platform: TikTok, Instagram, the KIDDKAVE, the Kid Cave. God bless y'all.